But if I found a similar job to my last job, I'd be making less. Eventually, I'd be making more, but I'd be making less for a bit. And my plan in my head was like, well, what if I find a side gig to do to like compensate for how little money I have? You know what I mean? Like just a little extra money. And so I talked to a bartender I know, who actually he's the bar owner, but he tends his bar. And I suggest like, what do you think about me doing that? Like, how do you feel about it as like a side gig or whatever? You know, pick up a few shifts, bartending, and then he just looks at me and he goes, "It's not for you." And I go, "What? Why?" And then he's like, "Have you done customer service before?" And I'm like, "I did phone surveys. That's about it." And he's like, "It's not for you." And I remember
you're not hot enough.
Well, yeah, it might have been what he was thinking.
Fuck you, Irish. No. Okay, that's fair. If it's like a whatever coyote ugly,
anyone can do it.
This is my thought, and you can respond to this and give me a good rebuttal. I've spoke to a lot of servers and bartenders throughout my years of being, since I was like 18 or whatever, people who did those jobs. I feel like they overestimate how hard the job is and how much of a skill it is to be able to do it. Now, I do think it takes, good customer service, a skill. You do have to know how to make drinks. Not everybody can, make. Obviously, you can pour a beer, but the more complex ones, I'm not saying it doesn't require skill, but I've always found servers I put near the top of overestimating how difficult their job is and how much hard work it is, to the point where some of them speak to it in the same level that I hear a soldier speak about their profession. And I want to know, have you seen this, or tell me I'm an asshole and why I'm an asshole?
No, 100%. It's just the reason I have chosen. Like, I've done all the mushrooms. Like, I've smoked DM. Life is a game. You're just trying to figure it out, like how to make it work for you. This is like, I serve and bartend. I just take time off whenever I want. I go in, I chat to people, I talk to people. It can be hard. Like, it's hard. It's very, like, I'm busy. I have to do shit. If I don't do my shit, people get angry.
Sure.
If I don't do it right, like, everyone's like angry at you. People can treat you worse than you would be treated in like an office job. You can't really, like, you're there. HR is there to save you in the office job.
Right.
But HR can't save you from miserable customers that are unhappy with their stuff. So you have to do it right. You have to do things right for your experience to go well. There's awful servers and bartenders all throughout the city.
Who was a great server bartender, the greatest I've ever seen in my life?
Who?
That guy, Prescott.
Oh yeah,
Prescott, yeah. I've seen him. I used to be the the dish pit guy. Yeah. I used to wash dishes.
He
worked at.
He's Spanish. He's the dish man.
But I would watch this guy. I would watch him like behind the bar, and he would just not even be looking at things, doing one thing, the other, having a conversation with a woman behind him. He was just on it. He was like the Michael Jordan, LeBron James of that bullshit. And I was like, I'm like, man, that must be tough. But he made it look easy.
There's certain things that I realize working with female bartending though that we as guys don't realize that they deal with.
Oh yeah, like
for one, it's gonna sound dumb. You're gonna understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The fridges matter because if it's like if it's an aluminum fridge versus a glass fridge, they reflect. And so guys are assholes and will always use those to look basically look behind girls as they're bending over and stuff like that. So
all right, but that doesn't affect how quickly you pour a drink, or if anything, you pour it quicker because we're looking.
Yeah. That and us as guys would ever deal with is dealing with the perversion of others.
Yeah.
Well, work on your squat game. You get more looks.
There are creepy old ladies too. There are some sketchy women that hang out at bars.
Yeah. Let's ask.
Yeah, it does happen. Yeah, it does happen. There'll be girls who come in and talk.
Old Irishmen and play with your beard.
Not the old Irishman. Yeah, and up there was none of that. But down. It's nothing like what the girls will do. But the girls get away with so much more as well. It
goes both ways.
Like when you're doing like an interview for a job, you're looking out for like who's going to be like top-notch customer service, who's happy with life, who's going to work fast, who's going to work well with the team. But once you've been in a job, there's some servers that have been in the same job for like 11, 12 years.
Yeah.
And like they treat people worse than you would treat your worst enemy. But you know, you can get away with it. You can just get away with it. So you could definitely do.
I could. That's what
Yeah.
I'm not trying to find a job where I'm like, oh, let me find this busy bar downtown. I want maybe an East End shit bar.
Like the Groove.
I'm just saying. An East End shit bar gets like 5 of the same guys, and I make $20 in tips every night, and that's it.
So go work at Comedy Bar.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I would have to get my like smart serve and stuff like that. But this is more a conversation
takes like
on
6 hours, but
do you then answer this question. Do you both of you, do you see the overselling of how difficult the server job is by this is what I'm saying is I worked with a coworker when we started HR or whatever, and I definitely think HR is not. It's difficult, but in that you have to like memorize a lot of things, and if you mess up, it like fucks up someone's pay. So there's like stress there. It's not difficult, but if you fuck up, it like people get really mad. It affects like someone goes without pay for like a week and it looks bad, you know. But besides the stress, it's not. I agree that it's not a difficult job. One of our coworkers started, and she just would drone on and on about how tough it is to be a server, you know, and how little I understand how tough it is. And I'm like, well, you know,
if you're dumb and you have a bad attitude, it's very tough. It can be extremely tough.
It's a terrible combination.
It can be it can be
stupid and an asshole.
I bet you it's the memorizing part. We're like, I had to take 5 orders and I had to remember 5 things. Like he wanted eggs, steak, and I forgot the third person. Like that kind of. I think that's what causes them to have stress. Like if you're good at memory, I don't see why serving.
Yeah, if you have a lot of, you should be writing it down. I rarely write shit down, but like unless it's a very big table or whatever. But that is where the stress comes, because someone else will come and ask you to do something. There's another thing you have to do. If you're a bartender, you're making drinks for everyone else as well as doing your own drinks. So you're trying to remember 5 orders while you're making these drinks, while someone else is asking you something. Then this person is asking you where the toilet is, and this person's asking you that, and you have to keep it all in your head. So you do have to keep composed and that. But I mean, there's an easy way to fix all of that. You just write it down, slow down, care less, whatever. It will be fine. But there is a lot of stuff going on. But a lot of the time, servers are doing absolutely nothing. Like, well, you go up, you ask the table, like, what do you want? Do you want a chicken sandwich? You want a burger? You want a steak? And you want some salmon and 4 beers. It's like, all right, then you go and punch it in at the computer, and somebody else does everything. Like, the bartender makes the drinks. The kitchen gets on, like, fucking going as fast as they can back there, getting paid way less. And they hand it out. Then you bring it over to the person. So while you're out there smoking fags and fucking on your phone in the back.
What you and Felix do on your own time is, you know.